Hello and welcome to Crossing Bridges. Ladies and gentlemen, today my guest is a sensational tenor by the name of Raffi Kerbabian. Raffi has been delighting audiences not only in this country, in many other countries as well, for a number of years with his heavenly given voice that you will have an opportunity today to hear him sing for your pleasure. But before doing so, I would like to interview Raffi so you get to know him a little better. So when he's singing to you, you can see his feeling, his passion, and again, his heavenly voice that God has blessed him with. So at this time, it's my pleasure to welcome Raffi, a dear friend of mine, to my show. Raffi, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Nat. Thank you for inviting me to your show.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Likewise.
I want for the viewing audience to have a little bit perspective about Raffi and your background. So as I indicated, when you began to delight them with your voice, so they have a little more connection and a little bit more knowledge about you. Now, you were born in Lebanon.
Correct, Beirut, Lebanon.
Beirut, Lebanon.
Yes.
How long were you there before you came to the United States?
Well, I was in Beirut, Lebanon until 1979.
1979.
We went through the Civil War for 4 years. It started in 75, and 1979 I went to Buenos Aires, Argentina.
I see. I see.
Yes.
How was life in Lebanon or Beirut at that time when you were young, based before the revolution or before the uprising?
It was wonderful. Right. In fact, I meet a lot of people until today, and they say that they have the experience of living in Lebanon when they were younger. They had professions in universities and American or European companies. And they loved it. They say that it was the Switzerland of
Absolutely.
Of the Middle East. In fact, that's how Lebanon is popular among many people. It was wonderful, but unfortunately, when the Civil War broke out, everyone started thinking about their future in different countries. And we slowly, gradually moved to Argentina first. And then I came here to Los Angeles as a student, on a student visa.
Right. How long did you live in Argentina?
2 years and a half.
Okay, and what did you do there, basically, as an immigrant, basically?
No, I went on a tourist visa, and it was easy then for Argentina to stay there without any legal restrictions, even though later I started thinking about having the local green card, the residency. I worked, I learned the language, and I did some voice training. I met a lot of Armenians. There's a big Armenian community there.
Right.
Yes.
Now, when you were in Beirut, is that when you noticed about your voice, or how did it became about for you to have really this God-given voice?
I always loved singing since I was a little boy. I don't remember how old, but music was my passion.
Right.
Whenever I heard my mom singing, even a lullaby sometimes, or she would be singing during in the kitchen during cooking a meal, I just loved the melody, the Armenian melody. She sang Armenian, of course, only. And then I discovered my love for music in other languages and other cultures as well. So it was a passion that I was born with. I always loved it.
But music is really the soul of every human being, in my estimation.
Correct.
And without music, this world will not be existing to me anyway, because can you imagine a day going without good music?
It's a special gift.
It really is. Just like classical music has lasted for centuries and it will live forever. It's just like fountain of youth, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm really glad that you found it at a young age.
I'm glad too.
Did you have any special training, any teachers?
Well, I started singing in the school and the church choir, the local high school and the church choir. And I developed my voice, and thank God I had that natural gift of refining or improving my voice. Being introduced to different artists and classical authors. My first great impression in my life has been, until today, Mr. Maestro Vace Barsumian,
I see.
who is the president and the founder of Lark Musical Society in Glendale.
Yes.
He was my first, in fact, music teacher and conductor. So a great influence. He introduced me, and our class to classical music, to Bach.
Right.
Bach is his favorite.
Right.
And I love Bach for that reason
I do too.
as well. So great influence until today.
Excellent. What challenges did you face as you were growing up, trying to make music really your inspirational, making your soul, making it your desire, your passion?
Well, as I mentioned before, unfortunately, that was the biggest challenge as well. The war that broke out in Lebanon, the civil war, that raised a big, difficult challenge for many people, not only me. And it was almost impossible to stay there. Otherwise, there would have been some ways and things to do in the horizon, grow in music, study music further. That's when we decided to move from the country for our own safety. So I could say that that was the only biggest challenge at the time.
Well, the Middle Eastern music, including, of course, Lebanon, there's a feeling that when you sing, you are singing with storytelling. And
Right.
as I'm being also Middle Eastern myself, it really touches us.
Yes.
It's not like rock and roll, it's not like some band or jazz, it's meaningful. You can almost have tears in your eyes, and I've heard you before, and I had the pleasure of collaborating with you in Peace
Thank
Through
you.
Music, and you really brought the house down, because when you sing it from your heart, you sing with passion, you sing as though you connect with people 100%. And that's a gift that God has given you.
Yes, and I'm thankful for that. As you said, it is the kind of music that we have, the Middle Eastern. It connects the heart, the soul with the voice, the vocal cords. And you cannot, if you're a European or American, you cannot sing it in the same way. So that's a big advantage and
Do
fortune.
you write any of your own songs?
No, I play the guitar and the harmonica. I sometimes just create my own chords on the guitar, but nothing official. I don't write music.
I know you're also very loyal to Beirut, Lebanon, and you have sung a lot of songs that relates to the homeland, as I call it. And you also are very, I want to say, patriotic individual, but kind-hearted. And you try to relate to people through your songs some of the hurts, miseries that took place in the past. Am I correct?
Yes, you mean Armenia.
Armenia,
Yes,
right.
Our original
Right.
homeland.
Right. Yeah. Explain a
Yes.
little bit about that, please, if you'd be so kind.
Well, I was not born in Armenia,
Right.
but when we were growing up, the Armenian culture, language, and history were very strongly impressed in our hearts and minds
Right.
through our teachers, pastors, and leaders, community leaders, and clubs, athletic clubs, and cultural clubs
Right.
in Beirut, Lebanon. So I am thankful for all those roots that I inherited from my parents first, and then the school, and then these community leaders and clubs, organizations. And it's a very special feeling. It is difficult to explain, especially with the time limit that we have. But any song or any melody that we heard or sang, it just connected us to our homeland, even though we had not seen it physically.
Right.
We knew it in pictures, we had read about it in books, in history books. But we felt that it was right there, and that it was always in our hearts, and we were there.
Yeah, that's one thing with us, basically coming from Middle East. We're always connected. Doesn't matter how far you're away from homeland, you still miss your
Exactly.
homeland. You're part of it, and we are a very knit community. Like I have many Armenian dear friends, like I call like family, and it's really a joy to be around because we have so much mutual common interest. And when it comes to music, we are very similar to some extent. Iranian music, Arabic music, Armenian music,
Exactly.
that have that meaningful
Yes.
passion, love.
Yes. I have been, in fact, to a few Iranian singers' concerts.
Right.
And I have felt that mutual feeling and the different sense which is in the melody, the special feeling which is in the melody. And of course, when everybody gets excited when the singer comes out or he sings a nostalgic song,
Right,
I
absolutely.
totally understand that.
Before I have the audiences have the pleasure of listening to you, Raffi, you're going to be singing 4 songs.
Correct.
And if you briefly tell us real fast as to which songs relate to what, I would be appreciative.
Sure.
Just
Let
about
me tell
30
you first.
seconds or so.
Okay, very gladly. I will be singing in 4 languages: Italian, Spanish, Armenian, and English. The English song, in fact, it's from one verse from the O Sole Mio. I'll just sing it in English the way that Elvis sings it in his version. I will start with 2 Armenian songs. The first one is the nostalgic song. It's about a homeland, which I sang in the concert, Peace Through Music in Pasadena. It tells about the nostalgia. It's called Land of Mine, my land of dreams, Armenia.
Right.
And basically the chorus or the refrain says, I'm a little bit of your soil, I'm a little part of your grass, and I am a petal of your flower.
Okay. Raffi, before I introduce you to sing for the audience, I want to thank you so much for coming on my show. It's been truly an honor. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to please sit back and enjoy truly the heavenly voice of Raffi Kerbabian. Thank you so much.
Che bella cosa, una giornata e sole, un'aria serena dopo una tempesta, bell'aria fresca, pare già una festa. Che bella cosa, una giornata e sole. Sole, più bello in è, o sole mio, stan fronte a te. O sole mio, stan fronte a te, stan fronte a te. Quando fa notte o sole se ne scende, me viene quasi una malinconia. Sotto ai finestra toia restaria. Quando fa notte o sole se ne scende. It's now or never. Come hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Be mine tonight. Tomorrow may be too late. It's now or never. My love. Yerazim yerkir hayreni Hoksera chad huiset met
երազի երկիր հայրենի հոգսերը չադ հույսդ մեծ քարքարոտ երգիր ես մի բուրն եմ քո հողին ես մի ձիլն եմ քո արդին ես մի թերթն եմ քո ծագին հայրենի Ես մի բուրն եմ քո հողին Ես մի ձիլն եմ քո արդին Ես մի թերթն եմ քո ծագին հայրենի երկիր Հայաստան երազի երգիր հայրենի հոգսերը չադ հույսդ մեծ արցվապուն երգիր երազի երգիր հայրենի հոգսերը չադ հույսդ մեծ արցվապուն երգիր իմ բաբերն են քեզ շահեր իմ եղբայրն են քեզ մահեր քոնն են որդիքն իմ ջահեր հայրենի եղբայրքն քեզ պահեր քոնն են որդիքն իմ ջահեր հայրենի երկիր Հայաստան իմ բաբերն են քեզ եղբայրքն են քեզ պահեր քոնն են որդիքն իմ ջահեր հայրենի երկիր ես մի բուրն եմ քո հողին ես մի ձիլն եմ քո արդին Ես մի թերթն եմ քո ծագին հայրենի